the time bridging, like you really want to remind the girl, like this is when we need to meet up. When are you free? Like, let's actually make a plan.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is still a little bit vague and stuff. Look, I like you. I know we're meeting in a club and stuff, but I actually want to make a plan with you. Like, when should we meet up? Like, when works for you? Because I've actually got a busy schedule. Look, you don't want to seem needy. So if she says, look, I just don't know, and you say, well, then you can't. But if you can, and she's agreeing to it, like, what time works for you? What day is actually better between Monday or Tuesday? And if she keeps saying, like, yeah, Monday's better, then you keep going. Like, how about 8 or 9 p.m.? And if she says, like, oh, I don't know, then you stop there. But if she says, yes, 8 is better, then you keep going. You see if she's responding. If she's responding, then you keep going with more details. So you have to see how much you can actually get away with. How about I will fetch you? If you get compliant, you go so deep that you organize everything, the when, the where, the how, where we're going, the actual place, the time, how's she gonna get there. But the moment she says, oh, I don't really know, that's when you stop. And hopefully that isn't in the beginning, which is when are you free. You can still push for it a little bit, like if she says, I don't know, to something so broad like that, then it's like, no, let's actually set up a day. But if she says, I don't know, to the time, that's a little bit more understandable. I won't push.
Do you offer to go pick up girls in your car, or do you do that?
It depends, because if I've got a car, I know that fetching them means that there's a lot more chance that, firstly, I might drop them at home. So no matter what happens on the date, I'm going back to their house. Secondly, it could still be easier to go back to my house. If, for example, oh, we're meeting up at this place. Oh, where are you actually staying? And she's like, oh, I actually stay in X, Y, and Z. You can always say, oh, I'm actually right close there. I'll fetch you on the way. It's no big deal. If it seems like, or if she knows that it's like a 30 minutes out, if it's a big deal, it's like, why is this guy putting in so much effort? But you need to make it sound like, oh, you're actually on the way. Usually I wouldn't fetch someone and go all the way out the way, but you're like a minute away. If they Uber, it's also good. So sometimes you ask how they're getting there. Sometimes if they drive themselves, now it always becomes, so I've pulled a lot where they drive and you drive, and then if you try to pull, she's following you in the car while you're driving, and then maybe she's getting very logical, depending on how long it is. I've done this sometimes for like 30 minutes, and I know in my head, she's driving behind me, probably thinking, where the fuck are we going? I've had girls do this, and then this has happened lots of times, and then they stop over at a gas station, and I've obviously seen behind, and then I kind of pull in there, and then I'm just like, what's up, what's going on? She's like, look, like, tell me where we're going, because we've been driving for 10 minutes. Where are we going? I don't know you. Sometimes if you drop the location from the beginning, and she sees, oh, it's a 25-minute drive, then she'll say straight, like, no, I don't want to go that far. So that's where it's a balance. It also depends on the vibe of the city. Firstly, this was like before there was Uber, there was no choice. So girls would drive there, or I would pick them up. So I was actually lucky that there wasn't all this stuff, because that helped my game so much. But I either picked them up or they drove there. And even like the Uber, I can't remember, at times when Uber started coming, it was still, girls didn't always want to Uber 30 minutes away because it's very expensive. Sometimes I would get them Ubers, like all of that type of stuff. But yeah, this was like how I pulled like hundreds of girls, like driving.